What's going on, everybody? My name's Jack. You're back with the Living Well podcast. I'm here with Chris and David, and today we're going to be talking about, longevity and all this biohacking stuff, but not the stuff that you think when you hear those words, more the simple stuff. The simple stuff that people tend not to pay as much attention to anymore because there's all this crazy talk right now going on about peptides and cold plunges and saunas and all kinds of stuff that's great that we're starting to learn about, but people tend to forget the basics that are arguably much more important. One of the most simple things that we can kind of touch on right now is about how the muscle that you carry on your body, it's actually a longevity organ, and it's one of the strongest predictors of survival as we start to age. David, you want to kind of touch on how having muscle mass on your body could be something that can aid in your lifespan, especially as we age?
So before we touch on the aging side of that equation, just as a metabolic factor, right? So we're increasing our insulin sensitivity. We're having a higher basal metabolic rate, so that resting rate where it's like it requires 2,500 just for you to get through your day, right? Realistically, it's way more than that, but that's one of those most important factors of muscle. Outside of that, it's going to be protecting you from, for instance, slip and falls as we get older, and just having more muscle atrophy as you get older. I believe it's your cross section of your thigh. Oh my God, I lost that fact. That was an interesting one. Based on the cross section of someone's thigh, they can pretty much assess your all-cause mortality.
I've seen that.
I can't remember all.
It was a cross section of like an Olympian versus like an average 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And like the muscle was such cleaner, healthier tissue versus like a fattier, older muscle that wasn't used. And it was like, you can do some math. This person is going to outlive this person just because, the muscle mass is healthier.
Yeah.
And for those at home that just heard David talk, he pretty much just said in English, your body's going to function and be more useful and easier to run with muscle on it, if that's fair to say.
Totally. I think you're spot on with that in a way. David, you mentioned a term that I don't know if a lot of our viewers are going to understand. You said the basal metabolic rate, right? And then you start digging
so that
into
resting rate. So it requires about 5,200 calories, for instance, for a Jack just to go through his day, being 240 pounds of
Jeez.
I added
Big dog. Yeah, good for you. Beefy. No, but for the viewers, right, the basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories that you're going to burn just going throughout your day as is. No exercise included, no, resistance training or anything.
That is, the less likely we are to be obese and have that overeating. And the higher that is, the more insulin sensitive you'll tend to be.
Awesome. And then having more muscle mass on your body, on your frame, it is going to improve that basal metabolic rate, right? Which will aid in burning calories because it's just taking more activity from your body to, maintain and move throughout the day, right? If you're walking around carrying extra muscle mass on your body, you're going to be burning a little bit more calories.
And again, less muscle mass is linked to higher all-cause mortality, and just you going through the process of training to maintain that muscle mass is linked to health benefits like your cardiovascular health, so on and so forth.
I think this is important, not necessarily for folks that are our age, right? It's important to start it now so that it's easier to maintain as we age because, Father Time's not going to be doing us any favors in terms of building muscle when we're approaching our 60s and 70s.
Right.
But at that point in your life, it's incredibly important to have that foundation of muscle mass that you've built up as you're younger and maintained as you get older, for reasons being, a lot of times you hear about, oh, my grandma, she slipped and fell, she couldn't get up, she had X problem. Now, maybe that's because she had a bad hip or something, whatever. But having the ability to lift yourself up off the ground without assistance, or do a push-up, or stand up out of a chair, is essential in maintaining muscle mass on your body as a young age through your aging years. Is really important, and it's actually a huge predictor of all-cause mortality.
Yeah, it's actually funny you say that. It was my birthday last week.
Happy
as you guys
birthday,
both
Chris.
know. Shout out me.
Oh,
My grandma came over to the house. She's 88, I think.
Golden years.
She took a spill.
Uh-oh.
She bit the dust. She actually tried to ruin my birthday, which I'm just kidding. But it was scary, you know. She stepped on kind of the edge of the chair on the ground, didn't see it, and landed on the old shoulder. But she was fine. She's totally fine. And if you know my grandma, she's 4'11", but she's a healthy young lady. She doesn't overeat, nice shape. She's in great shape for an 88-year-old, honestly, and she was fine. I had to help her up, but she ate it, and she's actively normal.
Yeah.
So it could be an example of, a situation, down the road, if you do take a spill, her body was okay.
Yeah.
And it was a decent fall.
And another thing to touch on, right? When she's taking that spill, having a little bit of extra muscle mass on your frame,
That's some
will
cushion.
actually, protect some of your bones and joints as you're taking a dip, right?
Yeah.
And then there's other factors that come along with that as well, like osteoporosis, and just the bone density not holding up as we age. Not that the muscle is going to have anything to do with that, but the resistance training that you've done throughout your years, and if you've maintained that into your golden years, you can prevent things like osteoporosis. And you're going to be in better shape if you do take a spill and have to pick yourself up off the ground without your wonderful grandson, Chris, picking you up.
She does bury, and when I say bury, I mean destroy black coffee. So this could be another segment we wheel into with coffee. Good for you? Not good for you? Does it dehydrate you? Yes.
I mean, it does dehydrate you, but it is actually pretty good for you. In my take.
How do you take your coffee, David?
I'll be honest, a little bit of cream, sugar. I like it to be about my skin tone.
Okay, wonderful. Well, if I took my coffee like I took my skin tone, I would be drinking milk.
I straight this out there. That's on me.
I would be drinking milk. So yeah, having muscle mass on your frame as you age is going to be a good, helpful thing.
It's only going to help.
And I'm not talking about, I'm 80 years old. I can bench 315. Check me out.
Not looking for that.
If you are 80 years old and you're benching 315, props.
You call, honestly, the National Geographic, call the Coast Guard, because you should have
A silverback gorilla in his
You're
area.
not human if you are 88 and can bench 350.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about some general resistance training through the years, making sure that you can still stand up out of a chair, do a push-up, get up off the ground on your own. These things are really important, and they could extend your lifespan.
Yeah, and we're not talking about doing it. No, this is engaged, for the people who are, in their golden years right now. This is about, if you're our age or a little bit older, do it now. So when the time comes down the road, you are already ready to go.
And not just do it now. Continue doing it.
You have to do it.
You continue doing it through your golden years, right? And as you age, because if you don't use it, you lose it.
You don't use it, you lose it.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Honestly, something that we can't lose. This is a excellent segue into a non-negotiable in the longevity scheme.
Let's hear it, David.
Sleep.
I need more
Sleep.
This is a tough subject for me.
This is a tough subject for me.
Honestly, boys, let's check this out. I'm gonna do a quick
Don't
check.
take the whoop out.
I'm gonna check
the whoop out.
Let's check the sleep score last night.
Can't be good.
Can't be good.
It could be a little better. 7 hours and 25 minutes last night.
Not bad.
Not bad. So that was 91% of the sleep that I needed to get, according to the old handy dandy whoop that we got here. So,
well, this could be an interesting topic because I am one that definitely doesn't get a lot of sleep because I have 2 little babies at home.
I don't get a lot of sleep.
I will say though, one doesn't take milk anymore. She's just eating food like us. The newborn is exclusively breastfed. If you don't know what that means, just takes mom's milk from the tap. That's it.
Tap.
So thankfully,
You've tried it?
I could. Yeah, it's not bad actually. It's like filtered skim milk a little bit. It's okay. It's okay.
Would you put it in your coffee?
No. But yeah, sleep is definitely a big subject we need to focus on because if you're working out hard and you're not sleeping, you are really hurting yourself.
How across all contexts, if you're not sleeping, you are hurting yourself.
Yeah.
When it comes to you repairing any damage, like even on the cellular level, if you are not sleeping, how are you repairing? That's when your body rebuilds. And outside of that, it's kind of a non-negotiable. Like I get 5, maybe 6 hours. If I'm lucky, I'll get 7, 8 hours.
I can tell.
Thank you.
You look tired.
Thank you. Last night, horrible whoop score.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So then what is something that you could do to help recovery, help sleep, help, just get yourself back into the rebuilding phase after you just beat yourself up working out?
Well, it just needs to be consistent. It really just needs to be consistent. Sure, supplementally, we could throw in like some magnesium bisglycinate. That way it helps relax you and get you ready for bed, so on and so forth. But like, if you're not getting a routine 7 hours minimum, you're doing yourself a disservice, and it's really about a healthy schedule, right? If you're not on a good daily routine and your schedule can get thrown all over the place, like all 3 of ours can, right? All right, that meeting ran way too long. I had to push that late. I'm not getting out the office until 6:30, getting home. All right, I have to stay up, have some time with the wife. It's already 11 p.m. I have to be up by 6. That way I can be at the gym by 7.
Or earlier.
Yeah. You just run out of time. So simply time management. Some supplements can help, right? So some melatonin, 2.5 milligrams before bed does some magic. Magnesium helps with kind of getting you into that rested, ready to go to sleep state. L-theanine, 200 milligrams of that also helps with that whole getting your mind wound down and rested. But it's just a simple non-negotiable. You're kind of destroying your cell's chance to replicate, and pretty much every time our cells repair and replicate, it's making a copy, right? If I keep copying and it gets blurrier and blurrier, it's no longer a copy of the original image.
Yeah.
So that quality sleep is that quality copy.
That could be your New Year's resolution if you don't have time to work out, or if it's just a little too much.
These New Year's resolutions.
Just saying, if you don't want to just jump into the
Why
workout,
would you say that?
you could just start by sleeping better.
Why would you say those words?
David, you touched on some good points with supplementation here for sleep, and I think that's great. I think there's some debate on melatonin and some things that it does and some side effects that it may have. I take it still. Definitely knocks me out cold.
I need to take some melatonin.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely makes sleep feel better or happen faster. I don't know, how, if it's aiding with the deep sleep, but whatever. That's not our topic for today. What I did want to add, though, is there are some things that you can do to sleep better. That's not supplementation. One thing that it makes a big factor in sleep that we're doing all the time is carrying these around and having them right here,
some screen time
as we're laying in bed. Not saying that I do this because I definitely scroll on my phone before I go to bed.
Or
I'm sure that it impacts my sleep score.
It's part of the routine.
Yeah. If I could eliminate that from my routine, get screen time out of here a good, 60 to 90 minutes before I fall fast asleep, I probably would sleep a lot better and drift off into sleep a little bit easier.
I think Dr. Andrew Huberman would probably agree.
My dude. Me and Andy go way back. Not true.
I'll tell you what you would do. You would also be helping your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because I know when I'm going to bed, I got the brightness way up, and you come to the realization, okay, it's getting late. I gotta go to bed. Click, close my eyes, and a fire is in my face because my eyes are burning. Dude, my eyes are burning. I don't know when I last blinked.
You know what I do every time I wake up and I roll over and I look at my phone, I'm like,
I can't see.
I'm like, I can only have one eye open at a time. And I'll switch back and forth.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, these eyeballs are getting screen time all day. I mean, we're at our desks, we're at our phones, we have our TVs, you play video games.
An excellent option, especially if you're someone that works a desk job like us or likes to play video games, for instance, or you just doom scroll and you're stuck in the algorithm. Blue light glasses, they're excellent. It's stopping It's stopping that blue light from stimulating your brain.
Yeah,
because that's one of the main lights you get first thing in the morning. It's a yellow and blue, and if you wake up at a normal time and you see the sunrise, that kind of stimulates the serotonin and dopamine production in your brain. Shout out Andrew Huberman, part 2.
You mean some blue light blockers like these, baby?
Oh yeah,
not bad.
Should you wear glasses indoors?
No. But they look kind of sick.
Nah, you look kind of douchey.
You look kind of weird.
I don't know. It just sounds like this guy doesn't have glasses.
Yeah, this guy doesn't. This guy didn't. Don't listen to this guy over here. Chris, let's pause for a minute and glare into the camera.
My eyes feel better already.
Amazing.
Oh
We
my
do got
God.
some pretty bright lights here with this.
The lights are
setup.
bright for production, but I tell you what, I feel better with some protection over my face.
You can't see what I'm looking at.
Let's point over to David here. David, how do your eyes feel without protection?
Well, I mean, chronically stressed.
Chronically stressed. Hang on a minute.
What if I did this? How uncomfortable you are right now. Don't mind us just protecting our eyes because we want deep sleep, David.
We want to sleep a little bit better. We want to sleep a little bit better. Oh, well,
Well, outside of blue light glasses, and a lot of your electronic
hang on.
devices do have the option to eliminate the blue light that it's emitting.
I want to say something.
say it.
This could be hot.
Hot or not?
I've seen the glasses that have like the orange film on it.
Yeah.
Are those are blue lights?
Yeah.
I think that you look really dumb wearing them.
You know, there was a period I was wearing around the office, and I think people were laughing at me.
You know, they have normal looking glasses that have blue light.
Look, so they don't have
protective
to have the
films.
orange ones?
You don't have to look like
That's a good thing to point out.
They actually have some pretty sweet ones.
Because I feel like if you wear the orange ones, you're like a,
You don't have to
Miami
look like a
painter,
goober,
and
you don't have to look like a goober. It's okay.
All right, good.
All right, so I do have a real story with the blue light glasses, and there was a reason why I bought them when I first started working my desk job and my computer all day long.
Because you saw Chris Bumstead wore 'em?
No, that's not true at all. Fact. Nope, not at all. No, I started working here, man, and my eyes, I was getting these migraines and these headaches because I wasn't used to staring at a screen all day. You know, back when I was, training my clients, I wasn't really on my phone too
Less
much
screen
or
time.
on my computer too much. I was talking to people face to face.
No, the eye strain is real.
It's totally real. I have since adjusted, and I don't wear them as much as I should. But my eyes were burning. I'd come home at the end of the day, and I'm like, oh, ow.
Honey, my eyes.
I was complaining to my wife, and she didn't care.
She didn't do anything.
No, she didn't care. Whatever. But so that's why I ordered the blue light glasses on Amazon. But I should wear them as I'm doing my desk work on my computer throughout the day. But I think it would be even more beneficial if I wore them 90 minutes before I went to bed while I was playing on my phone or watching TV.
I'd say 120 minutes before.
Yeah,
More is better in that aspect.
more is better.
And on top of that, if we're getting better quality sleep, we have better managed stress levels. And guess what? Stress. What is it, Chris?
DMT. Stress.
Stress?
What?
Stress is, I don't know.
DMT, dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
Do you know what DMT is?
I guess.
We don't need to talk about that.
DMT is
We're going into the Rogan stuff.
we're digging into the Rogan sphere right
Reel
now.
it back.
All right.
We could all do more of it. It's an easy thing that you could work on right now, tonight. That's going to help set you up better for tomorrow. The less sleep that you get tonight, you're stealing energy from yourself the next day. So look at it that way. If you're not sleeping well tonight, tomorrow, you're setting yourself up for a low energy day, and you're probably going to drag throughout the day, require a little bit more caffeine than you normally would. For me, it's like, 400 milligrams.
That's way too much.
Way too much.
Don't do that.
For a gentleman my size, sure, I think below 400 milligrams is a good threshold for me that I try and stick to. That's kind of like my upper limit.
Regardless, it sounds like all of this is just a lot of stress. Poor sleep. You're taking that stress, bringing it into the next day, blasting yourself with caffeine and making your adrenal glands be fatigued.
Man, I
even
love
more stress. But all I can say here is we need to manage that stress, because stress is like it's going to be your chronic ager, right? The more stress we have, the faster we age, the worse everything's functioning pretty much.
Well, yeah. And if you think about it, if you don't get good sleep, it'll stress you out. You're not going to have a good workout. Strength might not be right there if you're stressed and tired. And then you're going to give yourself caffeine, which could amp up your stress levels. So
guess what?
you got to be really careful.
All this elevated stress, it damages you. Elevated cortisol damages your blood vessels, believe it or not. Blood pressure through the roof because you're mad. Not good. Not good. Increases your inflammation. So, Chris, guess what? You're going to be puffing in red. Not just because you're mad, but because your body senses that you're mad. You're all worked up and stressed. And it's just, all right, inflammatory responses through the roof. All right? And it shortens our telomeres. So that whole taking a copy of the cell when we're sleeping and trying to repair, those copies are going to be blurry from the start.
Say telomeres 10 times fast.
Telomere. I can't.
Failed.
And on top of that, as a guy, lowers your test.
That's not
Your
good.
test?
Your
Like my
test.
test scores, like my SAT and my ACT?
Wrong.
Your testosterone.
Your testosterone, your hormones, right? Not just as a guy. You know, it could disrupt your hormones if you're male, female, whatever you call yourself.
Yeah. No, but you definitely want to make sure that you get sleep, because without sleep, it's gonna hinder.
All right, so we touched on sleep. We touched on stress. We talked on, you know, how having a little bit more muscle mass on your frame is going to help you for longevity reasons, right? Another thing that is super beneficial for longevity that people kind of miss when we're talking about cold plunge, sauna, biohacking, peptides, hormone replacement therapy, all this stuff. Dude, go for a walk. Like regularly.
Just
like,
walk it out.
Do more walking.
Whoa,
Get
whoa,
more
whoa.
steps in a day.
I wanted to be one of the fat people on the hover chairs in Wally. What are you talking about walking?
We're going to work on not going that way in society because it does seem like that's rapidly happening with the obesity rates, especially in this country. But, you know, walking more, getting more steps in, being more active in general is going to work towards not going in that direction and improve your life, right? It's something that it's free. You don't need to have a gym membership. You don't need to go to a class to do it. You don't have to pay any money. You can walk at any point, any time of the day for free, and it is going to help expand your lifespan.
Side note for my dog owners, it'll also make your dog love you more if you take them for a walk.
And we're not talking, walking to the mailbox and, raking some leaves. We're talking about a nice walk.
Yeah, nice.
Maybe a little sweat.
A little sweat could be good, but it's not required either. That's the thing. I think consistency beats intensity when we're having this discussion here. If you're consistently, maybe doing a 10-minute walk in between your meals or, taking a mile or two at the end of your day, or maybe you get up and you start the day with a walk, get some morning sunlight in your eyes. It's going to be beneficial in the long run, right? Because you're moving more, you are burning more calories. It's, working to prevent, heart disease and different types of cancers and really all-cause mortality. It's going to help with all that stuff.
So let's just say I got my hands on some pizza. And I had it for lunch. Some Marco's Pizza. Thank you, Mr. Marco's Pizza.
Shout out Johnny.
Shout out Johnny for the Marco's Pizza. Let's just say I'm at lunch in the office.
Sure.
I had a couple slices.
Okay.
It was
Nice.
fine.
Yeah.
It tasted
You
good.
deserve it. Yeah.
I could go for a walk and it could help me digest.
Yeah.
It could help break it down more and I don't absorb it so badly. Can you walk me through kind of what the walking does if I have a bad meal at lunch?
I mean, it's not going to cancel out this bad meal that you had for lunch, but it will aid in the digestion of said meal. It is going to, burn some calories to replace the ones that you just shoved in your face, which is good. You'll probably have to walk quite a bit to knock off a few slices of pizza.
Let's just say I had 3 slices. How many minutes or, what's a good idea of a walk if I had 3 slices?
Okay, well, that's a tricky one, right? You'd have to figure out how many calories are in those 3 slices of pizza, or how many
If we're
calories.
saying that
15
you
minutes.
want to trade the pizza for let me burn it off metabolically, good luck. You'll be doing hours of cardio. But what I think Jack is trying to say here is just simply going for that 10-minute walk. Shout out Stand Up for Eating Vertical Diet. It'll help increase some of the metabolic functions. So you'll process the food a little bit better. You'll have a increased insulin response. So your body will be able to partition everything that you're taking from that pizza and say, hey, out of all of this trash, I can actually use a little bit of this and put it to some proper use.
Nice. I got a question. And we need to talk about it more. The stress factor.
Yeah.
I feel like we're talking about it simply or easily. You can't just wipe off stress. If you're stressed, stress. Bills, life, situational. Stress is, unavoidable sometimes.
You seem stressed.
You're stressing me out looking at me talking about stress. This is a great example.
is.
So then how does someone, step around stress, or how do you deal with it better? Because it's easy to say, don't stress.
Well, first things
Don't
first.
stress. Don't worry about it.
Don't stress about being stressed because that's going to stress you out.
I'm stressed out more now. Thank you. So what do you do? Is it, sometimes
We can look at it this way.
I'm talking.
Yeah. You're stressing him out.
You're stressing me out. Relax.
What is in your control in that situation for the stressor?
Sure.
What is out of your control? All right. Now, if it's a family member is dying of cancer,
Jesus.
completely out of your
Went
control.
there. Super
Completely
How
out
about
of
something
your
family friendly?
All right. Now, if it's all right, I'm just a little tired and I feel anxious, that's stress that's in your control. And that's where it's like making a lifestyle change can help. For instance, some resistance training. Putting that resistance training in is a great way to handle your stressors. And we still get all of those positive benefits that we've mentioned before, where we get the metabolic increase. We're stacking compounding positives right there.
Consistency compounds.
Correct.
Write it on the board.
Right on the board. Consistency compounds.
So, all right, let's play the game, right? If, resistance training, it could be a good way to relieve yourself of stress. That's what I do, other than scream into a pillow. But you could probably swap that out with some meditation or some yoga if you're into that kind of thing.
Walking is a good stress reliever. I'll tell you what, when you do walk, your brain starts to go. Seriously. I get some really good ideas come out of walking.
Listen, I can't handle long distance cardio because the brain goes way too much.
I could see that.
Dude, just try running. You won't be able to think at all. You'll just be like...
90% of the time when you run, you just think about why you're running and when you should stop, because it's not fun.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it at all.
It's good for you.
It is good for you.
It's a good stress reliever. So I think it's fair to say if you are stressed and you have some stuff that you really can't avoid, we're not saying, just don't be stressed, but there's some things that you could do like resistance training, some walking, some cardio that'll help relieve the stress or feel like it's off your shoulders so much. You're putting it somewhere else. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
And when you're doing hard things, it's hard to think about some of the hard things that are going on in your life because you're doing something that's physically difficult.
Yeah.
On top of that, the dopamine reward you get after completing a hard thing then took that stressor, said, oh, my coping mechanism of resistance training, for instance, I hit that 315 bench. I had a great session. Oh, wow, dopamine's through the roof. Now we're in a super duper low cortisol environment. We're happy. We're feeling good. The world's better. Life is amazing. Go hit 315 on bench.
That is like the bare minimum.
Inflation.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah, seriously. If you can bench 315, get into this
That
bench.
is inflation. Do not. That's me.
I just get booked out of here.
Whatever. So, all right. So, stress. Do hard things.
Yeah.
Do something difficult.
Get it off.
Get it off your chest, right? Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you could do a puzzle. Those are pretty hard.
What a dumb thing to
You
suggest.
do a puzzle.
A puzzle?
Yeah.
Jeez, it'll stress me out putting the things on the table. I get stressed out when I lay puzzles out. Oh shit, did I drop one? Oh no. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, don't do puzzles. That'll stress you out.
Yeah, no, puzzles are...
Maybe a word search.
No, those are even more stressful.
A timed word search. I might faint.
Oh, no. You know what would really stress me out right now? When used to stress me out a lot in school back in the day? The times tables. And those times ones, you'd have to do as many as you can.
How much multiplication did you get done?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I hated that.
So it sounds like you aren't that good at math.
I am still not that good at math, but thankfully, me and my handy-dandy calculator have become great friends.
Good for you.
All right, I think this is a good point to kind of put a bow on it and wrap it all up.
Let's clean it up.
There's tons of stuff out there right now with longevity, this biohacking stuff. You could get in the cold plunge. You could do a sauna. You could take peptides. But don't forget the simple stuff, man. Go for a walk. It's free. It's going to help improve and extend your lifespan. Have some muscle mass on your body. Start young, because when you get old, you're not going to be doing yourself any favors if you're trying to build some more muscle at 65 years old.
Too late.
It's better off, I wouldn't say too late, but you're going to have a really rough time.
Much harder.
You're going to have a really rough time. And if you put that muscle on when you were younger and you maintained it, right? Use it or lose it. You have to continue with your resistance training or whatever you do for your muscle mass as you age down the line. Sleep more. Sleep is going to aid in,
Take a nap.
take a nap. Focus on the little things, all the cool stuff, the biohacking tricks. That's definitely something to consider. But if you're not doing the basics, you're wasting your time and your money. Living Well Podcast.